Owen, how are you this morning?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, I figured I'd have you since I co-starred with your brother in a movie that will come out later on this year, The Ridiculous Six. I'm sure your brother Luke told you about that.
He won't stop talking about it.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
He plays my bodyguard. I play Abe Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln?
Oh, don't sound surprised. I mean, I'm Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, there's quite a performance here, and your brother's my bodyguard, and he's supposed to protect me while I'm watching the play.
Did you guys have a good time?
He was a lot of fun, and he said if you want to have a beer at Big Dean's or go play golf, that he gave me sort of the full invite there to Southern California.
Yeah, he's a pretty good golfer.
Yeah. Now, does he play at Riviera or Bel Air?
He plays at Bel Air.
Okay. Do you play?
I'll go out and have like a putting match, but I'm not a big player. I think growing up I'm left-handed and there were only right-handed clubs, and so that's sort of my excuse for why I didn't really pick it up. But I live on Maui some, and I'll play over there. There's like a course there, like a 9-hole course where you can play barefoot, and it's kind of relaxed.
But growing up in Dallas, were you a Cowboys fan?
Yeah, big Cowboys fan, and still am. I became friendly with Jim Harbaugh a couple years ago, and I went to some of those 49ers games, and it was great to be able to see the games, and you can I was kind of trying to intellectualize kind of becoming a 49ers fan, but you just can't change. So as much as I kind of rooted for him, you just can't change when you have that sort of, the deep ties.
Is Jim Harbaugh funny?
Yeah, he does. He has a good sense of humor.
He hides it well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, maybe he's, when you're sort of, kind of leading from the front, you got to adopt more of kind of a Patton persona or something.
Well, maybe he's hiding it from the media. He wouldn't hide it from you.
Yeah. But yeah, growing up in Dallas, and also sometimes on like the little football teams you play as a kid, sometimes some of the Cowboys' sons were on the team. Jethro Pugh's son played, and Dave Edwards, Chris Edwards played with me.
Were you any good?
Am I any good?
Were you any good?
Yeah, no, just, kind of like a private school, not a lot of competition, small school. But I think that, Luke was maybe the best athlete. Although Andrew, our older brother, had very good hands, was a very good receiver, and not very fast, but sort of a Biletnikoff type.
Well, Biletnikoff had some of the best hands in the history of the NFL.
Yeah. And Andrew had some of the best hands in our family.
He's Owen Wilson. The movie is No Escape. I did see the trailer, and I was surprised because it's a very serious movie. Like, when I see you, I'm prepared to laugh.
Yeah, I think that's sort of, I don't know if it's the idea of why they, cast me, but I think sort of, in the beginning, there's sort of, I'm there, and Southeast Asia, we've moved there with my family. I'm starting a new job. But those kind of early scenes, it's just kind of a family kind of laughing and kidding around. And as I was doing those scenes, they felt very familiar to me because I feel like I've done a lot of these in movies. And then very quickly, the rug gets pulled out from under me. So hopefully that'll kind of happen for the audience maybe.
But did you have to be a parent, do you think, parent yourself, to be able to do this role?
What do you mean?
That having your own kids, where you're playing a parent, and that they're in danger. So, like, the serious nature of it.
Yeah. I thought you were saying, did I have to parent myself when I was playing the role?
No.
Yeah, no. Being a, well, yeah. I mean, I have two little boys, and there is that feeling, right when they're born. It's like this emotion that you practically never felt before. And just the sort of this kind of where you obviously do anything for your kids. But I would think more about my dad kind of, and growing up and just sort of the kind of stress he had kind of just taking care of the three of us. And, he and my mother did a good job and stuff, but it seems like there's a lot of stress in just being a parent, just kind of going to the state fair and one of us gets lost. And so that was a little bit this movie, but on steroids.
Did you almost get arrested in Thailand?
Yeah, well, it was a thing. There was these protests were going on while we were filming, and they were going on in Bangkok and against the prime minister. And then the day I was leaving, flying out of Bangkok, somebody stopped me in the hotel lobby, and I posed for a picture, and they put some whistle around me with like a red, white, and blue strap. And the next thing, I guess they posted it or something, and apparently that identified me with the rebel forces or with the protesters, and then the production got a angry phone call from the prime minister's office that what was I doing, meddling in local politics.
Now, just to clarify, you weren't with the rebel protesters, right?
Well, I did get kicked out of school, in 10th grade for
doing what?
Cheating in geometry. So there is a bit of a rebel in me. So yeah, my sympathies probably did lie with them.
Yeah, but who hasn't cheated in geometry in high school? Come on. But
well,
you got
I went to
caught.
A strict school. I also had like a uniform violation, like earlier in the year that I'd kind of racked up these like accumulated demerits,
nice.
Which eventually led to me getting kicked out.
Did you get hurt during the football scenes in Wedding Crasher?
No, those were pretty kind of, that was pretty fun to film. I think Vince might have, because Vince was sort of the one sort of absorbing the hits from Bradley, actually.
It looked like Bradley was, now maybe he was letting up a little bit, but did he actually hit Vince a couple of times?
He probably did kind of hit him a little bit, but Vince was able to shake it off.
If I walk down the street with you, what are they saying to you? What's the first thing that people will say to you?
It seems like it just depends maybe on the area. I feel like in a lot of people sometimes will mention Zoolander, especially like in it's odd in Europe. It seems like people have seen that movie because it wasn't like a huge movie when it came out, but I guess it sort of developed a following. But here, the movie, it just depends. There's some Anaconda fans out there that'll still applaud my work there.
But you're doing a sequel to Zoolander.
Yeah, we just finished in Rome. We were there for about 4 months.
Have people ever mistaken you for movies your brother was in? Like saying, hey, I loved you in Old School, or...
That happens all the time. It happened just the other day.
So what do you say?
I just say, I just go with it. It sometimes seems like it takes more energy to try to set them straight. No, that's my brother. What? Yeah, that's not me. No, and I just say thank you.
I've been working on my Luke Wilson impersonation.
Okay, I just saw him for breakfast, so I'll be able. Can I hear a little bit of it?
Yeah. That's it.
That's good.
Thank you.
It's good.
Thank you.
Now I see why you got cast as Lincoln.
Hell yes. I couldn't play Lincoln, but I could play your brother if they need me for just one line. Yeah. Right.
7 years ago.
Yeah. Hey, good luck with the movie, and great to talk to you, and good luck to your Cowboys this year.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
That's Owen Wilson.